A pleasure to me all at last, and welcome back once again to HJN Season 4. So, for this instance, we're going to be taking a look at another subject for the remainder of what Season 4 has, known particularly as slangs. Now, for those who don't really know, slangs are often used in everyday conversations. They essentially refer to certain contexts. Yeah, it's one of those things that happens to grow on certain people. Yeah, if you might remember how street cred was put together over the years, the thing is that slang was probably one of the biggest significances in modern linguistics, and how there's a ton of words out there, especially nowadays, where a number of people are known to state such things. If you might remember how big the word dough had caught on, as in correlation to money, well, such terms had since evolved from that part. I mean, it was one thing where some people might happen to have certain words to refer to police officers. 5-0, popo, cop. That's just a mere example, though, of how, over time, slangs had eventually caught on, not just from the fact that street lives were becoming one of the biggest things by the 1990s, but after about 30 years of time, what has it led to? It's led to a much broader community that has since allowed for the merging between the urban and the rural. It might have been rural as far back as anywhere from the mid-1800s up until the end of the 1970s, but the thing is that because of how urban most people had gotten by that point in time, it was no wonder that within a few decades of time, a lot of things would happen. On the streets or elsewhere, slangs have in fact been invented by a lot of people, and eventually they've caught on, practically like wildfire. And while, truth be told, I'm not going to say any of those slangs that affiliate with today's time. Some people might think of slangs nowadays as being correlated to something known as brain rot, which even that sounds a bit harsh. I mean, can your brain really rot after just simply saying a word? I mean, look at all the people who have used foul language over the years, and some still happen to retain their intelligence. I can't really imagine ever going down that certain path, though, and just basically wasting away my own brain power, especially when there's a whole boatload of things that I could use it on. There's just so much that I don't need to lose. Ever. There's potential down the line, is what I'm saying. So I feel like with that in mind, it's probably best to just end it here rather than delve onto it any further. So, slangs are essentially the usage of words that eventually grow over time. You plant a tree in the soil, you give it proper nurturing from sunlight to water, and eventually it's going to grow into a big, big tree, of course. In the same regard as how a word can sometimes be invented by a certain person of a certain city, of a certain culture, so to speak, that word could eventually catch on to people all around him. And we could probably thank whomever invented these slangs to begin with for basically inventing them, of course. I almost wonder, why is the patent office not even affiliated with this? I guess because Washington's a little too far? Why not use the internet to get to and from places, like most of us do? Well, again, another good reason for me to not delve on this any further. So, I'll be back tomorrow with more content on HJN, and as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side for more.